Yo, this is Aztec 101, and I'm back. I've been gone for a minute, and actually, I haven't even had time to do a prediction video for the fight that was going on tonight. We had a great event. Actually, in my opinion, the first two fights were a little bit, just a tad bit more entertaining. You have, let me start off with Deontay Wilder versus Nikolai. I think you pronounce his name, Vaita, or Fira. Firtha. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but anyway, Deontay Wilder pretty much got hit with a really good, really solid jab in the beginning of the fight, which in my opinion was probably Nikolai's best punch. After that, Deontay Wilder was dominant. He did really well. I mean, he's a solid heavyweight. He's big, he's tall, he's got long arms, and he can land a jab as well. And he responded really well with a lot of the shots that Nikolai threw. Nikolai's a warrior. He landed, what he could when he could. But Wilder's no joke. He has heavy hands. So I would love to see Deontay be pushed up to fight. You know, just push him up just a class up. I think he can hang there, and I think he's got a great future in front of him. As long as he keeps putting out knockouts, he's gonna gain fans wherever he goes. And then, we have Peter Quillen, Kid Chocolate versus Gabriel Rosado. And first off, I'm gonna say I'm not very fond of Gabriel Rosado's choice. That skirt was a little bit too pretty for boxing. I mean, anyways, you have Gabriel Rosado that was trying to land some big heavy shots, but in the end, Peter Quillen, every round, was able to land the more devastating, clear punches. And Kid Chocolate did his thing. I mean, Gabriel Rosado, he got a nasty cut, which seemed to be opened up by a jab thrown by Peter Quillen, and then that jab just landed flush on the eye. In my opinion, it was stopped right on the perfect time. I mean, I know Gabriel Rosado wanted to keep fighting. I know in his heart he probably thought he could take the pain. He could deal with the consequences later, but in the end, I don't think it was worth his health, his eyesight, his vision. And I think it was a good stop. That cut was nasty. I don't think the fight was close enough either way to really want to see another fight. If this happened again, I think the same thing will happen. I mean, Gabriel Rosado needed to knock him out if he was going to keep going. So at the end of the night, we end up watching Bernard Hopkins versus Karo Murat. That motherfucker could not understand. Either he played stupid or he had a hard time communicating with the referee. This fight was a little dirty. I mean, if I say a little bit, I mean, it was ridiculous. Shots to the back of the head. You had both fighters turning around at times. You even had the referee trying to tell Bernard Hopkins to turn around. You haven't seen that happen. I mean, Bernard Hopkins dominated the whole fight. And I know Bernard Hopkins really wanted the knockout, but he took more damage than I think he should have taken, especially in a fight that he was dominating. Hopefully it doesn't affect him, but he did well. I really hope that he stops talking about a Mayweather fight. I'm gonna make an entire video on why I don't even think I need to do it longer than 3-4 minutes. But I will do a separate video talking about why I don't think Why I think that this fight won't benefit either fighter. It's not one of those fights. It's not a win-win. This is strictly this fight will be strictly in Hopkins' favor, and I don't think that Hopkins will be recognized even for this fight. I'm gonna give you a little snippet on why I think this fight should not happen. I don't think it will. First of all, the size difference. You got Bernard Hopkins is over 6 feet tall. You got obviously not just size but weight difference. Let alone his age. I know he wants to say, well, you know what, fight me. I'm almost 50 years old. That doesn't mean anything. You're a light heavyweight. You look like a natural light heavyweight. It looks like you have a really you're one of those fighters that can make weight. So you've been able to, pull through middleweight, the middleweight division. But naturally, you're a light heavyweight. This is where you should be fighting physically. Your body is built for this. But I think that that a fight with Floyd Mayweather will there's no point in it. This is why we have weight divisions. I mean, you have Floyd Mayweather coming into the fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez, and I remember when Canelo Alvarez was coming up, and this was even just a rumor because people wanted to see this fight. I remember one of the biggest things that was brought up was that he walked in at 172 against Austin Trout, and that he was too heavy. Where's the outrage and the demand of a light heavyweight calling out someone that can barely make junior middleweight? Is this not bothering anybody? Bernard Hopkins wants to make a statement. Call out fighters, maybe a weight division under you that you think you can fuck up. That have been getting, recognition. But, to try to get somebody that barely made, that he wasn't able to make 152. When Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez at a catch weight of 152, Mayweather didn't even make 152. Technically, he didn't make weight. He was under it. I don't see him ever fighting at 160. I don't see the point of it. I don't know. What do you? Anyways, other than that, Bernard Hopkins is great. I think he should stay where he's at, light heavyweight. If you're gonna stay there, dominate your division, you could be easily you could dominate for the next year and a half, 2 years, and then cash out. But make some noise now. But I really, maybe fighting on the undercard for Floyd Mayweather, that's it. But other than that, no, I do not want to see Floyd Mayweather fight a light heavyweight. I think we're having a hard time finding an opponent for Floyd Mayweather, but it's not that bad yet. Other than that, Bernard Hopkins dominated. He was able to find clean combinations, and he was a difficult target. But even while he was a difficult target, he was leaving openings for Murat to land some heavy shots. Whether or not they landed flush, they did seem to take the steam out of Bernard Hopkins. I see that Bernard Hopkins tried his best, and I recognize that he tried to make a show out of this, and Murat just wasn't at his level. That's it. So this was a great fight. It was a good card. To be honest, I think the first two fights were really entertaining, more entertaining than the main event. I think the most entertaining thing about the main event was all the bullshit that was happening inside the ring that had nothing to do with the fight. all the when Bernard Hopkins hits the floor, he gets hit by Murat twice. Murat knows better. There was a time where Bernard Hopkins hit Murat as Murat was turning around, and he really tried. I mean, he tried. He tried to make it work. He was holding on to his rib cage like he got hurt. It was really dramatic. It was too much drama, I think, in my opinion. But as much as Bernard Hopkins wanted the knockout, I wanted him to have the knockout too, because Murat was just pissing me off, and it seemed very obvious that the referee was very annoyed. So what do you guys think? Should Bernard Hopkins fight Floyd Mayweather? Do you see this as a future fight? And what do you think about Peter Quillen? Kid Chocolate, middleweight. Who should he fight in his division? He has heavy hands and he's got solid boxing skills. This is Aztec 101. And I'm going to continue to make videos. I'm going to jump back into the game. And I'm looking forward to seeing these fights again. I think I want to watch them one more time, especially Deontay Wilder. That fight, I mean, it was a little slow start. It was a quick start, slow in the middle. There was a cherry on top though with the ending, with the knockout. So I like how patient he was, and he waited for his shots. So I suggest everybody look. Don't sleep on Deontay. We need an American heavyweight to drive the sport. That's just it. If you guys love boxing and you care about boxing, we don't just need any fighter, we need a good fighter. But those fighters that are showing potential, if there's no support for them, then the fighters that will be great may leave the sport. They may end up finding day jobs. So we need to support American heavyweights. Actually, any American boxer, try to support them. So this is Aztec 101, and I'm out.